This is Into the Fire.
It's my absolute pleasure to welcome Into the Fire, the fun, the humorous, one of Australia's greatest bowlers, super nice guy, and one of my favourite cricketers, Peter Siddle. Nice to meet you, Peter.
Cheers, LJ. Thanks for having me on.
It's my absolute pleasure. Now, a fun little fact I found about you was when you were young, you were a competitive wood chopper. So how much wood would a woodchuck chop if a woodchuck would chop wood? Seriously, how did you get it?
Yeah, no, I didn't chop for too long, but yeah, it was sort of like a family thing. So I'm a country boy growing up. So yeah, a lot of my dad's family, uncles and that type of thing, yeah, we're into wood chopping. So yeah, when I was a youngster, I used to follow around to all the local shows, and I even Adelaide show, Melbourne show, stuff like that, and watch them wood chop. So yeah, I think I was about 10 or 11 when I competed for a couple of years. Had a little bit of a go then, but I started playing a lot of sport, and I got worried that I might lose one of my big toes, which wouldn't have helped. So I thought I'd better give that up and concentrate on the a bit safer sports.
Yeah, it is a pretty interesting sport. Now, unbelievably, you only started playing cricket at 14 years old and played state 3 years later. How does someone take up sport that late and become so successful?
I think cricket was always something that I played a lot of, just not in a team more than anything. I think from a young age I was always playing backyard cricket, especially around Boxing Day and like yourself on school holidays and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I played a lot of football and basketball in my earlier years, and it wasn't until I was sort of at the back end of primary school, start of high school that me and a few mates that we'd always play at lunchtime and stuff at school. We decided to go join a club, and yeah, that's where it all started. So it all happened pretty fast after that. But I think I'd played enough in the backyard and at school to understand, what I had to do with bat and ball.
Yeah, but I'm really glad you chose cricket.
Yeah, so am I. I don't think my football and basketball skills would have got me as far as cricket has. So at the end of the day, I chose the right sport.
Yeah, you became a young star very quickly, and with this came shoulder injuries. 2 shoulder reconstructions before you were 24. Yet you still starred. How tough was it getting through that? And did you get excited at what might happen fully fit?
Yeah, definitely. I think, it's always disappointing to have injuries, but I think part and parcel with any sport, you're always going to get them. Whether you're an amateur sportsman or a professional sportsman, injuries are always part of it. So I think the good thing that helped me is I've always been able to deal with setbacks really well. I sort of put things behind me and just concentrate on what I can do to obviously firstly get fit again, but then get back on the park and perform. And I think, the strength I had in doing that definitely helped me, obviously to the back end of my career and still to date, that concentrating on, staying fit, staying on the park and performing well has always been my key mottos. And I think, just that dream of continuing to represent Australia was always a pretty easy one to make sure I did all the right rehab and got fit and got back on the park because I wanted to get the baggy green back on.
Yeah. Now, you were chosen to tour one of the hardest places in the world in 2008, India, and played your first test when Stuart Clark injured his elbow. Your first wicket was a pretty ordinary player, wasn't it? Who is Sachin Tendulkar. Just kidding. You must have thought, how easy is this game?
I sort of did. I think, we started off a bit slow. I didn't get that wicket until about the 70th over, so I had to wait a while to get my first wicket. But to get a player like Sachin was pretty special. I think now that I've retired from international cricket and I sort of look back on it, and you sort of think, he's a pretty high profile player to get with my first wicket. So something that I cherish a lot. It wasn't a easy place to debut, but I think it was nice to debut in a sort of place like that. One of the harder places to have to play cricket. So to experience that first up was definitely a steep learning curve.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good first wicket. Bet the Indian spectators loved you. Hit someone in the head with a bouncer on your first ball and then got out an Indian god. Did you not play the next test out of fear?
A little bit. I think, I was getting a bit worried that the Indians are going to turn on me. But, it was amazing, that, especially that first ball, like you said. I think I remember Brett Lee opened the bowling from the other end, and I got the bowl the second over of the match. And all I was worried about is just hit the wicket. And I was just like, run in, bowl fast, run in, bowl fast. That's all I was saying to myself. And it happened. Yeah, I ran in, bowled fast, and it was a bit shorter than I expected to bowl it. But yeah, hit Gautam Gambhir flush on the head, first ball. Yeah, so not a bad way to start Test cricket.
Nah. Now, you're a proud Victorian. What was it like running out on a Boxing Day test? That must have been special.
It always was. I think, yeah, growing up as a young kid, especially around Christmas time, and then the next day, Boxing Day, was always special. Playing in the backyard with my brother and my dad, or going down to the day's play and watching. It's it's always been high on a Victorian's priorities to do on Boxing Day, whether you're watching it or at least or being at the game live. But yeah, to then as I got older, be able to represent Australia out in the middle there on a Boxing Day, hear the crowd roar on that day one. It's one of my most special moments of playing cricket for Australia.
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing experience. You must have been really open about how you struggled with life as a young cricketer and lived up life too much. How hard is it when all of a sudden you become a household name and you become like a rock star?
I don't know if I became a rock star. I think there's plenty of other blokes that were a bit more a rock star than me, but yeah, it was different. It happened so quick for me. I think I had only played 8 games for Victoria when I debuted for Australia, so I hadn't played a lot of cricket. So it all happened very fast. But in the same time, it was very exciting. I think, to debut and play alongside guys like Ricky Ponting, Matthew Hayden, Michael Hussey, Brett Lee, guys that I'd grown up, idolising and just, loving watching play, to now being alongside them was, quite special. So, to get that opportunity first up in my career was quite amazing. And, I think it was just obviously getting in amongst it and getting noticed a little bit more was probably the big shock that I got from those early years.
Yeah. Okay, your 26th birthday against the old foe. Your first test back after a serious injury, and you take a hat-trick. Is it fair to say the greatest hat-trick ever? You even had the DRS on the last ball to add to the tension. Is this your greatest moment in your career?
I think it's definitely one of them. I guess there's probably a handful of different moments that I enjoy, but I think it's probably goes up there with one of my most exciting to be like you said, was my first test back after a big back injury, so that was exciting in its own right. Ashes series, just as exciting, but on my birthday, what more could I ask for? I guess it's probably the greatest birthday present I've ever got. Sorry to everyone that's bought me a present, but it's probably going to be hard to top that as a birthday present. So very special. And obviously only a handful of players have done that over the years for Australia, and only a couple in Ashes matches. So very amazing.
Okay, don't lie. How many times have you watched that a day? Come
on. Not too many a day, but maybe at least once a week, I reckon. I tend to get sent it a bit from friends and people on social media and everything like that. So especially obviously around my birthday, it comes out a lot. So I see it a lot then. But to be fair, I have watched it a few times. It is a very nice memory and something I like to go back and just watch every now and again, just to put a smile on my face.
Yes, very true. You became a vegan in 2012. What made you choose this path? Every now and then, do you think, I'd love a Bunnings sausage with onion on top, of course?
Nah, not anymore. No more Bunnings sausages now. But it was sort of like my wife. She was being vegetarian, vegan all her life. So once we got together, I was looking for a bit of a change. I had a lot of injuries and struggled throughout my career with different things. So I just wanted to try something different. So I went with that path. I think animal welfare has always been something real close to my heart. So to give up meat and any animal products was something that I wanted to do. And still to this day, still vegan, still will be. Still something that I like to obviously do is look after animals and obviously be a good advocate for animal welfare.
Yeah, that's really good. Now, when you became a vegan, you copped a bit of criticism from legends like Dennis Lilly. Did this disappoint you that people who you respect turned on you? Because seriously, bowling 50 overs at 140 is tough for any cricketer.
No, that's right. I think, it's just it was just a good, easy excuse for them to bring something up. I think it was disappointing because I think there's plenty of, meat eaters out there that struggle and, fail in matches and, get injured and get tired and all that type of thing. So I think it was just a bit of an excuse to try and for them to get a little bit of exposure and get a little bit of their face in the news. So thankfully for me, that stuff doesn't really worry me. I just, just let it go by. I listen to it, but then I just want to prove them wrong. So I think, to be able to do that over the remainder of my career and play pretty much, 3/4 of my career as a vegan is something that I'm very proud of. And here I am still at 36, still playing state cricket and Big Bash and fully fit and strong. So it's definitely paid off for me.
Yeah. Okay, so we know you're a champion of the game and one of Australia's most loved cricketers. So let me ask some different types of questions. They say you have like 20 bananas a day sometimes. Surely that's not true. Your insides must look like a banana smoothie.
My insides pretty much are a banana smoothie. That's where all the bananas tend to come from. Obviously, I don't have 20 a day, but I do have a lot of banana smoothies for breakfast and around snacks, around games and stuff. So my insides do look like banana smoothie. But no, Warney spoke about it during a test match because I have a lot of banana smoothies. Said that I had 20. I joked along with it, and it sort of stuck. So it's a myth, but a nice, funny one to have a joke about.
Yeah, it is. At least if bananas go up in price during the week, I know it's because you've been shopping.
Correct. Make sure you stay away from the supermarket when I'm in town.
Yeah, I will. Have you ever thought it may be cheaper to move to Queensland and buy your own plantation?
I have. I've thought about it a few times. I was thinking that maybe I even buy a property in Melbourne and have my own banana tree. So who knows? Maybe in the future, once I've fully retired, that could be my job at the back end of my career is to, be a banana farmer and help out the supply around Australia. Seeing as I'm obviously making it a bit depleted with all the ones I have.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. Now, the boys want to know who rocks your hairdo better, Eminem or Ellen DeGeneres?
I don't know. I think a bit of both. I think I've been called both. I probably want to be called Eminem because he was a little bit cooler, I reckon. But to be fair, I do like them both, so I'm happy with either.
Yeah, same. Is there a worse job in Test cricket than being 12th man for Steve Smith?
No, nothing at all. 12th man's hard enough as it is because you're disappointed that you're not playing. You're so close and you miss out. So 12th man's always a horrible job, and you have to pour a lot of drinks. But it's not worse than when Steve Smith's out there batting. I think for a team, it's great because he's making lots of runs. But for the 12th man, it has to be the worst job in the world. So, but if it's the worst job in the world, it means we're winning games and he's making a lot of runs. So that is the plus side of it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound too good to me. Everyone knows your love of Rashid Khan. Is it true you both carry a photo of each other in your wallets?
That is very true. We both like to spend time together when we're in town. We formed a nice little bond together here at the Strikers. It's sad to see him leave this early this year, but I love being able to play international cricket. Obviously, Afghanistan is a very small. Well, it's not a small country, but they've had small opportunities in international cricket. So to see them get their opportunities now is quite exciting. But no, he's a great man. He's obviously been a great player for the Strikers over the last few years and hopefully for future. But yeah, I love his company. He's a good friend, and I look forward to seeing him again soon.
Yeah, he's a legend. Now, my brother said I must ask you about this. He is the biggest penguin lover in the world. He wants to be a penguin keeper when he's older. Let's just say he's obsessed. When he heard you work for the Penguin Foundation for penguins on Phillip Island, he got very excited. What made you get into this, and what do you do?
Yeah, I think it's just all like I've said earlier about my, all the work I like to do for animal welfare, and I just sort of help out different organisations as an ambassador or to help support them, and that's all I do. Yeah, I don't do as much as I'd like. I'd love to be a penguin trainer as well and spend a lot of time with them because they are very cool. But yeah, I'm lucky that I've had the opportunity to go down there a couple of times and see through their like museum and watch them run around in their little habitat down there off the water and all that type of thing. It's actually quite an exciting opportunity. If anyone ever gets to Victoria and down to Phillip Island to watch the penguin parade and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I just love helping and supporting animal organisations and help them try and raise funds to look after the welfare of all the little animals.
Yeah, that's really good how you support the animals. Now, Peter, you bowl with a lot of passion, and I love that. Plus, you take lots of wickets in the Big Bash, which we all love. I want to give you what I gave to your mate Rashid Khan and watched him do in the Big Bash. So when you take your next wicket, mate, the crowd is going to go crazy. There's only one thing to concentrate on. It's a celebration. I want you to stand in the middle of the wicket, look at the cameras, and give it the into the fire.
Done. I'm happy for that. I'm always open to new celebrations, so I'll remember that next time it goes up in the air, and I'll get it out there.
Right, remember that one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good for a first timer, yeah.
Done, ready to go.
Well, Peter, I absolutely love watching you play cricket. You are one of my favourite cricketers of all time, and I can't thank you enough for joining me today, Pete. You're an absolute legend.
No worries at all, LJ. It was great to see you again. I remember when you interviewed Rashid Khan last year, and that was always good fun. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure to come on here with you. And likewise, all the best with your career and enjoy the rest of your school holidays.
Yeah, you too. It's been great to chat, Peter.